Picture this moment. You're home alone. It's a quiet afternoon. Suddenly, you feel a tightness in your chest. Your left arm goes numb. You start sweating. And in that split second, you realize this might be a heart attack. But there's no one around. No one to call for help. No one to drive you to the hospital. What do? This is the nightmare scenario no one wants to think about. But here's the truth. After 60, your risk of having a heart attack increases dramatically. And statistically, 1 in 3 heart attacks happens when you're completely alone. That means the decisions you make in those first critical minutes could be the difference between life and death. Today, I'm going to share 7 life-saving tips that every person over 60 must know. These are strategies recommended by cardiologists and emergency medicine doctors. Simple actions that could save your life if you ever find yourself having a heart attack with no one around. And tip number 7, it's so counterintuitive that most people get it completely wrong, and it costs them precious time. So stay with me until the very end, because what you learn in the next 20 minutes could one day save your life or the life of someone you love. Let's begin. Before we dive into the 7 tips, I need you to understand something critical. Heart attacks after 60 are different. When you're younger, symptoms are usually dramatic and obvious. Crushing chest pain, shortness of breath, cold sweats. But after 60, especially for women, symptoms can be subtle. A little indigestion, unusual fatigue, pain in the jaw or back. And because the symptoms are quiet, people dismiss them. They think, it's just heartburn, it'll pass. But every minute you wait, heart muscle is dying. And here's what makes this even more frightening. Many people over 60 live alone. Maybe you're widowed. Maybe your kids live in another city. Maybe you simply value your independence. And that's completely normal. But it also means you need to be prepared. Because when a heart attack strikes and you're alone, you become your own first responder. The actions you take in those first 5 to 10 minutes will determine your outcome. Will you survive with minimal damage, or will you suffer permanent disability or worse? Now, I don't want to scare you. I want to empower you, because knowledge is power, and preparation saves lives. So let's talk about the first life-saving tip. And this one needs to happen before a heart attack ever occurs. Tip number 1. Know the warning signs, especially the silent ones. Most people think they know what a heart attack looks like. They've seen it in movies. Someone clutches their chest and collapses. But real life isn't always that dramatic, especially after 60. Here are the classic signs everyone should know. Chest pain or discomfort that feels like pressure, squeezing, or fullness. Pain that radiates to your left arm, jaw, neck, back, or even your stomach. Shortness of breath, even when you're resting. Cold sweats, nausea, or lightheadedness. But here's what most people don't know. Women and older adults often experience what doctors call atypical symptoms. You might feel extreme fatigue that comes out of nowhere. You might have pain in your upper back or shoulders that you mistake for muscle strain. You might feel indigestion or heartburn that doesn't go away with antacids. You might just feel anxious or have a sense of impending doom. These are real heart attack symptoms, and they're easy to miss. A study from the American Heart Association found that nearly half of all heart attacks in people over 60 went unrecognized because the symptoms were too subtle. By the time they realized what was happening, significant damage had already occurred. So here's what you need to do right now, today. Memorize these symptoms. Write them down. Put them on your refrigerator. And make a promise to yourself. If you ever experience these symptoms, you will not ignore them. You will not wait to see if they pass. You will act immediately. Which brings us to tip number 2. And this is the single most important action you must take. Tip number 2. Call emergency services immediately. Do not drive yourself. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people get this wrong. When someone feels chest pain, their first instinct is often, I'll drive myself to the hospital, it's faster. But that's one of the most dangerous decisions you can make. Here's why. During a heart attack, your heart rhythm can become unstable. You could lose consciousness at any moment. And if that happens while you're driving, you're not just risking your own life, you're risking others on the road. Plus, when you call emergency services, the paramedics arrive with life-saving equipment. Oxygen, defibrillators, medications that can start working immediately. And here's the key advantage. Ambulances get priority at hospitals. When paramedics bring you in, the emergency team is already prepared. They've been notified. They're ready. But when you walk in on your own, you have to wait. You have to check in. You have to explain what's happening, and every single minute counts. Studies show that people who arrive by ambulance receive treatment 20 to 30 minutes faster than those who drive themselves. That's not just time. That's heart muscle being saved. So here's what you do the moment you suspect a heart attack. Stop whatever you're doing, grab your phone, dial emergency services. In the US, it's 911. Know your country's number. Say clearly, I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm alone and I need help immediately. Give your address. Be specific. If you live in an apartment, give the unit number. Then unlock your front door if you can safely do so. This allows paramedics to get to you quickly if you lose consciousness. And stay on the line with the dispatcher. They will guide you through what to do next. Now, while you're waiting for help, there's something else you should do. And that's tip number 3. Tip number 3, chew one aspirin immediately, unless you're allergic. This is one of the simplest things you can do, and it can save your life. Here's why it works. Most heart attacks are caused by a blood clot blocking one of the arteries in your heart. That clot stops blood flow. And without blood, your heart muscle starts dying. Aspirin works by thinning your blood and preventing that clot from getting bigger. It can even start dissolving it. Studies show that taking aspirin during a heart attack reduces the risk of death by 23%. That's nearly 1 in 4 lives saved with something as simple as aspirin. But here's the critical part. You must chew it, not swallow it whole. When you chew aspirin, it enters your bloodstream much faster, within minutes instead of 20 or 30. And those minutes matter. So here's exactly what to do. Take 1 regular strength aspirin, which is 325 milligrams. If you only have baby aspirin, which is 81 milligrams, take 4 of them. Chew them thoroughly. Yes, they taste terrible. But this isn't about taste. Then swallow with a little water. Now there are 2 important warnings. First, only do this if you're not allergic to aspirin. If you are, skip this step. Second, do not take aspirin if you're on blood thinners like warfarin or if you have a bleeding disorder. In those cases, aspirin could do more harm than good. If you're unsure, the emergency dispatcher can advise you. But for most people, aspirin is a powerful, fast-acting tool that buys you precious time. Now let's move to tip number 4. And this one is about positioning your body correctly. Tip number 4. Sit down or lie down in the recovery position immediately. When you're having a heart attack, your instinct might be to pace around or stay standing. Maybe you're feeling anxious. Maybe you think movement will help, but that's exactly what you should not do. Standing or moving around forces your heart to work harder, and during a heart attack, your heart is already struggling. Every extra beat it has to pump uses oxygen it doesn't have. So here's what you do. If you're feeling short of breath, sit upright in a chair or on the floor. Prop yourself up with pillows or cushions behind your back. This semi-upright position makes it easier to breathe and takes pressure off your heart. But if you feel like you might faint or lose consciousness, lie down on your side. Specifically, lie on your left side with your right knee bent and pulled up slightly. This is called the recovery position. It keeps your airway open. It prevents choking if you vomit. And it allows blood to flow more easily. Whatever you do, do not lie flat on your back. If you're struggling to breathe, lying flat can make it worse. And if you lose consciousness, lying on your back increases the risk of choking. So remember, sit upright if you're conscious and breathing. Lie on your left side if you feel faint, and stay as still as possible until help arrives. Now, let's talk about tip number 5. And this one involves a technique that could keep you conscious. Tip number 5. Breathe deeply and cough repeatedly if you feel faint. There's a technique that's been circulating online called cough CPR. And while it's controversial, there's some truth to it when used correctly. Here's the idea. If you feel like you're about to pass out during a heart attack, coughing forcefully can help keep blood flowing to your brain. Each time you cough, you create pressure in your chest. That pressure squeezes your heart and pushes blood out into your arteries. It's not a substitute for real CPR, but it can buy you a few extra minutes of consciousness. Here's how to do it correctly. Take a deep breath, as deep as you can. Then cough hard and forcefully, like you're trying to clear something stuck deep in your chest. Repeat this every 2 to 3 seconds. Deep breath, hard cough, deep breath, hard cough. Keep doing this until help arrives or until you feel more stable. Now, here's the important disclaimer. This technique only works if you're conscious and able to breathe. If you've already lost consciousness, it won't help. And no one should try this on you. This is strictly for keeping yourself conscious when you're alone. But here's the bigger truth. The best thing you can do is stay calm and focus on your breathing. Panic makes everything worse. When you panic, your heart rate increases, your blood pressure spikes, your body uses more oxygen. So even if you don't cough, at least try to breathe slowly and deeply. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body down. And that's exactly what you need during a heart attack. Now let's move to tip number 6. And this one is about what not to do. Tip number 5, breathe deeply and cough repeatedly if you feel faint. There's a technique that's been circulating online called cough CPR. And while it's controversial, there's some truth to it when used correctly. Here's the idea. If you feel like you're about to pass out during a heart attack, coughing forcefully can help keep blood flowing to your brain. Each time you cough, you create pressure in your chest. That pressure squeezes your heart and pushes blood out into your arteries. It's not a substitute for real CPR, but it can buy you a few extra minutes of consciousness. Here's how to do it correctly. Take a deep breath, as deep as you can. Then cough hard and forcefully, like you're trying to clear something stuck deep in your chest. Repeat this every 2 to 3 seconds. Deep breath, hard cough, deep breath, hard cough. Keep doing this until help arrives or until you feel more stable. Now here's the important disclaimer. This technique only works if you're conscious and able to breathe. If you've already lost consciousness, it won't help. And no one should try this on you. This is strictly for keeping yourself conscious when you're alone. But here's the bigger truth. The best thing you can do is stay calm and focus on your breathing. Panic makes everything worse. When you panic, your heart rate increases, your blood pressure spikes, your body uses more oxygen. So even if you don't cough, at least try to breathe slowly and deeply. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body down. And that's exactly what you need during a heart attack. Now let's move to tip number 6. And this one is about what not to do. Tip number 6. Do not try to drive, climb stairs, or do anything strenuous. I mentioned this briefly earlier, but it's so important that it deserves its own section. When you're having a heart attack, every physical action you take puts additional strain on your heart. Walking upstairs, that's strain. Rushing to the car, that's strain. Lifting anything heavy, that's strain. And that strain uses up oxygen your heart desperately needs. But here's the part most people don't realize. Physical exertion during a heart attack can trigger a dangerous heart rhythm called ventricular fibrillation. This is when your heart starts quivering instead of beating. And when that happens, you lose consciousness within seconds. Without immediate defibrillation, it's fatal. So please, listen carefully. The moment you suspect a heart attack, stop all physical activity. Sit down, call for help, and stay still. Do not go searching for your medication in another room. Do not try to tidy up before the paramedics arrive. Do not let pride or embarrassment make you think you need to do things yourself. Your only job is to stay alive until help arrives. And that means conserving every ounce of energy your heart has. Now, let's move to the final tip. Tip number 7. And this is the one that could change everything. Tip number 7. Have an emergency plan in place before a heart attack happens. This is the tip most people ignore because they think, it won't happen to me. But preparation is the difference between life and death. Here's what you need to do right now, today. First, keep a list of emergency contacts on your refrigerator and next to your bed. This should include emergency services, your doctor, and a trusted neighbor or friend. Second, keep your medical information easily accessible. Write down any medications you're taking, any allergies, and any medical conditions. Put this information in your wallet, on your phone, and on your fridge. When paramedics arrive, they need this information immediately. Third, if you live alone, consider a medical alert system. These are wearable devices with a button you can press to call for help. Modern systems can even detect falls and automatically alert emergency services. It might feel like overkill, but it's not. It's peace of mind, and it could save your life. Fourth, keep aspirin in multiple locations. One bottle in your kitchen, one in your bedroom, one in your car. You never know where you'll be when symptoms start. Fifth, practice what you'll say when you call emergency services. It sounds simple, but in a panic, people forget basic information. Practice saying, I'm having a heart attack, my address is your address, I'm alone and I need help now. And finally, tell the people in your life about your plan, your neighbors, your friends, your family. Let them know. If you ever see an ambulance at my house, here's my spare key, here's my medical information. This isn't being dramatic. This is being smart. Because one day, this preparation could be the thing that saves you. So there you have it. 7 life-saving tips that every person over 60 must know. Know the warning signs. Call emergency services immediately. Chew aspirin. Position yourself correctly. Breathe and cough if needed. Avoid physical strain. And have a plan in place. Now, I know this is a heavy topic. No one wants to think about having a heart attack. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power. And being prepared doesn't mean you're expecting the worst. It means you're taking control of your health and your future. Because here's what I want you to remember. You are not helpless. Even if you're alone, even if you're scared, you have the tools to survive. Every year, thousands of people over 60 survive heart attacks because they did the right things in those critical first minutes. They stayed calm. They called for help. They followed the steps, and they lived to tell the story. You can be one of those people, but only if you prepare now before anything happens. So please take this seriously. Review these tips, share them with your friends, make your emergency plan, and know that you're not just preparing for the worst. You're giving yourself the best possible chance at a long, healthy, vibrant life. Because you deserve that. You deserve to feel safe, to feel confident, to know that even if something happens, you're ready. And that peace of mind? That's priceless. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you have an emergency plan in place? Have you talked to your family about what to do in a crisis? Or maybe you have a story about surviving a heart attack or helping someone who did. Share it in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else. And if this video gave you valuable information today, please subscribe to this channel. Because every week I share life-saving health tips specifically designed for people over 60. Tips that help you stay strong, stay safe, and stay independent for years to come. You don't have to live in fear of what might happen. You can live with confidence, knowing you're prepared for anything. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community that believes in taking charge of health, one smart decision at a time. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay prepared, and remember, you are stronger and more capable than you think. I'll see you in the next video.